with 6 settings. The 6 settings, from one which is probably about 85 degrees heat, which is coming into here. We have a little container here which we have a handle on, and we can put our sauce in here and then pour the sauce or hold the sauce throughout service. And again, we could have maybe 3 or 4 soups and a sauce, continue just through service just to keep topping that up. Okay, alternatively, you could remove that and this could be used as another cooking process. And something such as a saucepan could be put on here, and I'll quickly show you how this works. So just for argument's sake, this is just like a hob at home. We've asked it to cook at 6 speed, and as you can see now, we're starting to already induce that heat into this pan, and you can see that now there. So this is again normal cooking process for a hob, and this is a saran plate. So again, it's another application. You could potentially use this side to cook some side vegetables, for example, this side to maybe do pan fries, and then on the top here bring everything together with a sauce and use it like you would normally on a stove. Okay, so let's say for argument's sake we're going to put penne pasta in there. We've already made something like a bolognese sauce. We could have the bolognese sauce to the side, and we could finish everything in the dish here and then serve it into the restaurant. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so there's another application that the VarioCooking set is able to achieve. Now on the left pan, we finished the cooking process for the pasta, and we're now draining the pan. And as you can see, we have an integral drain. This allows us to very quickly get rid of any waste water that we have currently in the pan. It just goes straight down our drainage system, and obviously we have the automated lifting system, which is a one-touch button process. There's no heavy lifting, no winding, it's just very simple, straight down there, and a little spray on the front here just to get any remaining bits that we might have. Incredibly, this will only take approximately 2 minutes per pan to clean and get back up to 100 or 200 degrees centigrade. And let me just demonstrate that very quickly. Finish there, take the pan back down, and let's just say for argument's sake we're going to go into a stir fry process. We go straight in, and we're now selecting this, which is 200 degrees centigrade. The valve shuts on its own once we've selected a process, and the pan will actually start to preheat, which we're doing here, look. And then within 90 seconds this will buzz to tell us that that's now at 200 degrees centigrade. Okay, now on the other side, we're now being asked to stir our ingredients for our jam, which is what I'm doing now. Just making sure we've dissolved all of the sugars. Okay, so here we go, done. And as you can see now, we're now at 200 degrees centigrade almost on the left pan, which we just show you now. It's just finishing off the heating process, or the preheating process. And we're now ready to fry. So that's how long it takes to actually physically go from 0 to 200 degrees centigrade. And again, remember I told you, the technology is we put something into the pan, it roughly recognises the load size and the drop in temperature, and immediately puts the required energy back into the pan base, meaning we don't lose any of the meat juices. So your shrinkage will be almost zero. Okay? Big term gains here is 20% less raw material costs. That's huge, that's thousands of pounds a year. Just because we can use that technology just to make sure that that product, whatever you put in there, doesn't start to boil and you lose the volume of product. Okay? Right, let's get back over to the jam. And again, it's still asking us to be stirred, so we'll just continue to stir as it's asking. But it's now freely flowing, this pan. There doesn't seem to be any bits of sugar that haven't actually dissolved now. Okay. I don't know if you can see that, but the pan base is actually completely clear. Yep, lovely. Okay. Right, still asking me to keep stirring, so we will. Now we'll confirm here that we've done that, and it's going to ask us to keep stirring. As you can see, I'm not sure whether you can see that on the camera, but this is still very, very clear. The stock in here is very clear. There's no cloudiness to it at all. We're not rapidly boiling here either. We're still just gently putting this energy into the pan base. Okay, now we're starting to heat up. Look, see? So that's how quickly that went from 0 back up to this high temperature. And we're now going to start finishing off this cooking process. Okay. So that was a pretty incredible jump from probably about 105 degrees. We're probably cooking at about 140, 150 degrees now with that energy in the base of the pan. But again, this will continue to do this for a few minutes, I would guess, and then it will actually reduce the temperature in the pan once more. Okay. Okay, so now we've got a cooking symbol come up with a timer. We're actually now cooking at 104 degrees centigrade. Okay, the probe is actually sending the signals back to the main motherboard, which is actually working out what needs to happen in the pan through this process from now on. Okay, it's now asked me to stop stirring, which I'll do, and it's now showing you a timer, and this is roughly working out how long the cooking process needs to actually take for the temperature to get to the right temperature before it will slow down, take the energy as well back out of the pan. Through the whole process, we've only actually used what we need to use in the way of energy to actually physically get to our desired result. And this is the other clever part of Frima's VarioCooking Centre. It's actually looking after the planet and the environment that we're in. Okay, so if you come and have a look in here, Kelvin, you'll see that we've actually got now some quite large bubbles. Now those large bubbles are actually showing us that the actual product is now starting to actually develop into a jam. Okay, so we're no longer a syrup anymore, we're actually starting to physically reduce what's in the pan. And if you look around the edge, you can see there's just little bits here of white, and we're very easily being able to take that and actually disperse that. Okay. Okay. So we're done, and the whole process took 33 minutes. Okay, and we've now got approximately 6 pounds of jam, or roughly 3 kilos. Now obviously this particular process would be absolutely ideal for anybody that's making jams, marmalades, compotes. For example, if you had a large estate and you grew your own vegetables and your own potatoes and your own fruits, then obviously these are the types of equipment that you could make chutneys. You can make things like piccalilli, you can make all the jams, marmalade. You could even possibly do apple type products in here as well, caramelised apples. Okay, so this is just showing you how quick it works, and if you come into the pan now, you'll see that the energy is actually reduced down again, and we're now being left with, as I said before, we'd end up with a clear, very concise jam, and that's exactly what we've got. If you look in here now, you'll see it's clear. Okay, and it's exactly what we want. So, thank you very much indeed.